All right, we're going to be installing a rough country dual steering stabilizer for the new JL. Show you the contents. We have the fabricated bracket. We have our dual shocks that are going to go on it. We have our directions. And we have our other accessories with it there. Pretty complete kit. We've done a couple of these. There's the other bag of bolts, other U-bolts you're going to need. All right, the first step is to remove your factory steering stabilizer. So you have two 18mm carriage style bolts out here on the end. That's going to have to be removed. You have to have your steering turned to the far right to get this back bolt out past the tie rod end. Then you're going to have three 13mm bolts that come off the bracket in the middle of the axle. You got two there. Then you've got one under here. No reason to take the shock actually off the brackets. They can all stay together, save you a little bit of time. So we're going to go ahead and take off these 18mm bolts and get this off, show you what's going on. All right, and those should be pretty free. This is the brand new Jeep with about 100 miles on it. And your other bolts here, we've already got these a little loose, so it all comes out nice and easy. Then your bracket is going to actually bolt into your factory holes. They've done a really nice job with this bracket, and your steering stabilizer will pop right off there. There you go. All stays in one piece. No need to take it apart. Save you a little bit of time. You're going to retain your three factory 13mm headed bolts there because your new bracket is going to be reinstalled with those. So we'll grab our new bracket here. Terry, you want to go ahead and stick that up on there? Like doing anything else, you're going to want to make sure you hand tighten everything. And that up out of your way, Terry. Always helps to have an extra set of hands. All right, so that bolt goes in there, finger tight, and then your bottom bolt you're going to reuse right down here. Okay, you're just going to put all that stuff in finger tight for right now. Then you start assembling your other shock brackets. There's your U-bolt that goes around the back. We'll get that stuck in. This is going to go right around the back of the axle and right into your bracket. And then you've got two factory bolts, or two bolts supplied with the kit that go on that. Now you gotta watch it because there is some paint on these U-bolts and sometimes the bolts get started a little funny, so you definitely want to use your ratchet to start these. You don't just run them down with the impact, you ruin that bolt, twist it. All right, next step is setting up our shocks and our brackets. There's your shock, big old heavy duty feller. Here's our brackets we're going to be installing on the actual drag link or tie rod. All right. Give my camera skills here, but
you have to make sure you install this bolt first.
Yes, you want to make sure you install your bolt that holding your steering stabilizer or your steering rod in there, or your stabilizer end on first, because you cannot get your bolt in the bracket once you have it secured to the tie rod. Tube, whatever it's called. And remember, when you're doing this, everything is just finger tight, because it'll cause you trouble if you tighten everything up at once when you're doing it. All right, so we're getting the driver's side bracket on. And we'll move over to the passenger side and set that one up. Same scenario. Remember to install your 1/2-inch bolt first. All right, our next step here is to install the supplied bushings in your shocks. It comes with the heavier bushing already installed. Neat little trick to these: spray them down with a little glass cleaner or a little Windex or something, and will save you a load of trouble. See that? All this is a simple glass cleaner from the parts store or the grocery store or whatever. I've even used Windex. Some people use rubbing alcohol. Works. I've seen people beat the living bejeebers out of them and not get them in. All right, we're going to install these on our brackets here. Actually goes like this, doesn't it, there?
The rod, yeah.
Rod goes out. I'm going to put the rod in out towards the wheel. And we're going to have a little rough country shield that goes on this. I'm actually going to turn this to where the numbers are in. Would you look at that? Ooh, I think that's some bite. There we go. Well, you know, it might be easier to pull these bolts out. I'm going to remove this other bolt. Let this bracket pivot a little bit for us. There we go. Now the bolts will slide right in. That's why we say don't tighten anything until you have it all together. Save you a lot of headache. Install our passenger side shock. Make sure you put the washer on top of that. Hold that shock down because it'll come right out around that nut if you don't. You can see we've got our rough country shield on that. It goes on the bottom plate. There we go. Our washer on, our nut on. And we'll get our bolt that we removed back here on. There, you're gonna slide that back a little bit, line up our hole. There we go. again, we're just finger tight till we get everything else done. And we're gonna adjust our links on our shock tubes here, our shock rods, and get them set so we have our turning radius. All right, give you a look at our almost finished product. We've got everything on and getting ready to do our final adjustments here. You've got to get everything cinched up, and then you make a sweep to the right and a sweep to the left, and make sure you've got full stroke on both of your rams. They don't really give you a specific place to put them in the directions. They just tell you tighten them up on there, turn left and right, do a sweep, make sure you've got full stroke on both of them. So we'll get everything wrapped up, tightened up, we'll check our stroke, put our stickers on, and this thing will be ready to conquer the trails or the rough roads without any kind of bump steer. And we also did a 2.5 inch rough country spacer lift on this. Give you a little look at that. You got your shock brackets, spacers. Comes with a new set of little sway bar links there. All right, I'll show you the back install. We also got shock brackets back here, extensions. We put a spacer up there. Can't hardly see, I know. See a little better there. Got a metal spacer here. This Jeep had a little bit of sag. The last one we did sagged in the back about 1 inch. Nothing to do with rough country. We pulled the factory spacer out and put about 1 inch taller spacer in. And there is your shock bracket on the driver's side, and then your sway bar link comes on that kit. This Jeep is actually running a 325 6018 Toyo Open Country, and actually cleared them well with no lift. So we got some infab steps on this old girl. I'll get you a picture of it when it's all wrapped up. Finishing up our dual steering stabilizer install. All right, we got our rough country dual steering stabilizer system. Simple installation. You can do it in your driveway, probably about in factory hardware. Tires on it, and put the track bar back on her and give her alignment, and she'll be ready.